Alright gentlemen, with this one right here, we are on the tactical and we are talking about our grenade launcher definitive build 7.0 here. So most people know the main thing about the grenade launcher is you have to be a lot more careful with how you are spending your grenades. You're going to want to be more conservative than you were in the past, unless you're by like a loadout, because that will refill your grenades every time you go to the loadout. And then as well, if you have multiple ammo caches around you, then you could really go all in on your grenade launcher. But when it comes to the weapon overall throughout your operation, you're going to have a lot more close counter combat situations now, because you can't just delete everything around you. So when we set it up this way and we have a little bit of survivability on the class, it actually feels good. And if you're getting some headshots on your close range, you're working in your hip fire, this gun does not feel bad at all, even when you're not using the grenade launcher. So let's get into what we're looking like for our class perks. We're going to talk about the grenade launcher itself and our plasma pistol. So we will start right here with our prestige perks. And we're going to start with acuity here. You're going to take advantage of this a lot with the bolt rifle in general. So you're going to want acuity. You're going to take skilled supplier for the 15% extra ammo. We're taking resilience for the Medicare stim, and we're taking our health increase for 15% when it comes to our prestige perks. So we are going to go with our bolt weapons, penetrate one more enemy, just to help us out with the bolt rifle. This right here is going to give you 10% more damage on the base gun, but it will not really affect your grenades. So that is why we're still going with the penetration down here. And then we got heightened vigor to grab some survivability. Now, like I said, you're going to have a lot more close quarter combat. So I really do recommend taking heightened vigor. But if you're not going to run with that, versatility with the plasma pistol is nice. And then we have Emperor's Vengeance. I do like to take transhuman physiology to grab the 30% more contested health. Like I said, in hipfire and different situations when a lot of things are close to you, this really comes in handy. And then aligned aim, as I said before, this is going to affect the bolt rifle, but it won't affect your grenade launcher itself. And I didn't, it still feels nice just having the 30% contested health and dropping this just a bolt rifle on its base. And then we're taking target lock to add to our grenade launcher, just to have a little extra damage to anything that we get our scans on. But you could take priority targeting instead. So this will help your grenade launcher because it's going to count as equipment. But priority targeting is also a very good one. Then you want battle focus. You need battle focus with this build because you're going to have a ton of parry scans that you want to get off to really make the weapon feel nice at close range. And then we have concentrated fire to keep us at 120%. And then we're going to finish things off with radiating impact. So if you don't like this one, obviously you could go with the expert timing so your scan does not move, but then you will definitely want to go to priority targeting if you switch up to this. So I recommend this because you're going to take advantage of your parry scans a ton, and you're going to want that 120% damage, over the 75%. And when we're going to take a look right here at our bolt rifle. So for the bolt rifle, obviously we are in our grenade launcher build, and then we are setting it up to grab as many grenades as we can, and just a little bit of headshot damage right here. So I'm sure this gun in the ammunition version, if you go like the straight top row and take all headshot damage without the grenade launcher, it doesn't feel that bad either. But, I do prefer having the grenade launcher on it, and this is definitely how I'm setting it up, just to grab as many grenades in my in my magazine as I possibly can there. And then when we're looking at our plasma pistol, we're going with basically how I set this up on most of my classes. We got our max radius and we have our max ammo. So what's really nice about having the plasma pistol is this almost feels like the grenade launcher in essence, because it it takes like 3 charge shots and you can kill a bunch of majors with it. So when you do run out of your ammunition, your grenade launchers, you could always switch down to your plasma, and this thing is going to give you some stagger on majors and different things like that. So that's why I like pairing this together. I really like to run out of my grenades or get low on my grenades, and then I'll start switching off to here when I have like group majors in the distance and stuff like that, and kind of use this as my grenade launcher until I refill my grenades back up. And then, as I said before, with our chain sword here, we are going to want to take this in the fencing version. Even if you're taking the knife, I would take it in the fencing or the balanced version. Anything that you can successfully get a lot of parries, basically, because you want a bunch of parry scans on everything. And just overall with this build, it feels really nice running it with the bolt rifle compared to the blocking weapons. So this is how I got my chainsword spec'd out. Very similar to as you've seen before. And when it's coming to our combat knife, it is right here. So I'm sure you could run the blocking weapons, but myself personally, I don't like running the blocking weapons with this build. I really prefer the fencing weapons over everything else, and I prefer the fencing chainsword in this build most of all.
You need to acquire the Master Militano demolition codes required to deploy and arm their ordnance. Source one from any soldier you see, alive or otherwise.
Sweep complete, but nothing here. Force banks engaged. Commencing all space. Releasing fragment. Pathetic tyranny.